We've got Damo, we've got Nath, because Duck's just buggered off to Bali.
Yeah.
The Geckos,
With Ricky O.
Canggu Club, shirt off, Duck. Got the pipes out, Bristle. He's as happy as any man's ever been, Duck.
He plays footy over there with the Geckos or something, doesn't he?
Wanders
Sam
in,
Cranage.
he gets into that place, and then it just exposes as much flesh as he possibly can,
I
Duck.
caught him at Sardine one year that I was over there, a well-known restaurant over there.
Beautiful
and he was
restaurant.
Surrounded by about a bevy of 6.
Yep.
Oh,
No.
but-
He's a unique operator. Bill's, of
Ricky
course, here, as is
Ricky O do over
Bristle.
there?
Not sure.
He's
No
got
one
a
knows.
couple of businesses.
Tell us something you don't know. These are just little snippets, Brian, that you bring to the table, and the people out there suddenly know something
Yeah.
out of the world of football that they wouldn't know otherwise.
Damo, Hawthorn had a reunion just last week. What year was that for again?
Look, it was a mixture, I think, wasn't it, Brownie?
78,
78, 88,
Oh,
2008.
So all the 8s.
All the 8s.
All right, so Hawthorn had a reunion, and now Campbell Brown was instrumentally involved in the organising of this. It was a function at the MCG, attended, I think, by 17 of the 22, which was about right. There were, Buddy couldn't get there, and there were a few others.
Cyril and Croft were unavailable.
Yeah, there's a few there. Anyway, the guy, I don't know his name. You probably know his name, Bill, the owner of the Emerson. Had the MCG, and he was inviting them back.
Mark Hinkley.
Yeah, to the rooftop.
Oh, the rooftop, nice, yeah.
That's a pretty swisho area.
Very
isn't it?
nice.
One of the good guys, Marking.
Yeah. So he's going to put this aside for them, Brownie. Rope it off.
Right.
And put it aside to get all of the 17 partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever you want, can all come back and jump up on the roof, and it's pretty hard to get in there, JP, on the rooftop.
Right,
it's a pretty exclusive sort of setup at the Emerson. Then Brownie said, well, we're all at the MCG. How are we going to get there? Because otherwise we'll lose everyone. He said, well, I'll send a bus. I'll send a 60-seater bus. There should be at least 60 of you coming down. That'll be good. Brownie said, yes, well, I'll make sure I rattle them all up and get the 60 on board at about 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. Nice. We'll head to your place, the Emerson. That will be great. So he organised the big luxury parlour coach.
I love the detail in the Bristol story.
A beautifully fitted thing with velour seats and the couch up the back, Bill, and
it's a bathroom in it. Beats it.
It's there's a shitter up the back. Yes. So the bus, and this was all put on by the owner of the Emerson, very kind of him, for Rooftop Bar, roped off section, feel important, VIP sort of arrangement. A big 50, 60 seater bus reversed into the
You've built this up
MCG.
enough. So let's now get to what we don't know.
And so they start to pile out of the MCG, to get on the parlour coach. And so Brownie is down there, and he's told the guy he's got them all coming. Yes, we're all coming to the VIP roped off area. And he got on the bus, and Brownie arrived because he was last out of the MCG, just sort of moving them along,
herding
and pushing
everyone,
them and herding them in the direction. And so Brownie arrived at the parlour coach bus, only to board the bus up the 3 steps, flight of steps, and past the driver, who was looking rather anxious, Bill.
Yes, right.
And he walked past the first 2 rows. No one there.
Oh, no.
Went to row 3, still not one person on board. Row 4, 5. Right up the back to row 24, Bill.
Yeah.
No one on the bus except 3 guys sitting in the back row. Young and Ladson, and Campbell Brown himself made the third. Only 3 of them attended the Emerson. After this guy had put on the bus,
big bus.
the VIP
and the roped off section.
No.
red carpet,
Come on, Brownie.
the whole thing. Just 3 of them turned up.
Imagine the call.
No.
Imagine the call from Brownie ringing Heath saying, "We're on our way. We're coming." Where was Xavier Ellis? I thought he would be there for sure.
He would have been somewhere, wouldn't he?
He was at the door waiting to the bus pulled up, and he said, "I'm going to have to escort all these people through the crowd, and we're going to have to sort of form a bit of an arm link chain style operation with security to get these people through." 3 of them.
3.
3 just right up. This is nothing against the Emerson, because that was good.
That's
just
Campbell.
The Campbell Brown organisation.
Where was old hair hat bloody Guerra? Where was Changa Bateman? There were boys at that function who aren't playing anymore.
What happens, they've all partnered off, and I think they're going in different
Right.
Like this, I always say this about football, and seriously, football is a game of fleeting friendship and forced relationships. You're forced to like the guy in the locker next to you because if you want to win a premiership, you've got to get on with him. And at the end of it, you end up with 2 or 3 mates out of, Richmond. Brownie, you probably hang around with 2 or 3 by now, do you?
Yeah, probably 2.
In 20 years, it'll be 1. And in 30 years, it'll be none. So
is this your attitude, though, Boots? You walked out on your club when you didn't get a game.
This is what's happening already.
And then wrote
at
a book
Hawthorn.
and exposed all the secrets
It's
to it.
exploding, imploding.
I want to know this, Bristle. Where was Michael Osborne?
Yes.
One of the
With his
more
chops.
despicably behaved units ever seen.
Shacked
Where was
up,
he?
shacked up.
Where was the old machine, the pump-action shotgun Mark Williams?
Mark Williams,
Why
yeah.
wasn't he there?
Xavier Ellis
P.B.
as
Graham.
As I said, Changa Bateman, Big Brett Renouf,
Oh.
Renouf, Renouf.
Yes.
Why the hell
Susan.
wasn't he there? Xavier Ellis.
Mate, have you seen him lately?
He was eating.
Stephen Gillum.
Have you seen?
Why wasn't Stephen Gillum on the bus?
Xavier Ellis.
Yeah, you've seen Xavier Ellis.
He's a big boy.
He does some good work over there on Perth radio.
Very
Very
good.
good.
But wow,
Bill.
has he put on a bit, bro?
Bill.
What?
What, you've had a look at yourself at
No,
any
no,
stage?
I'm happy to put the hand up, and so is he, by the way, Zav. He enjoys a good time. Good on him.
Have you got to give me something, Brownie or Bill?
Come on, Brownie.
Oh, I've got a couple.
Well, I got 1 minute, Brownie, so whatever you
them
do,
out.
you can't put that layer on it.
I'm an avid watcher of TV, and in particular our media people, because there's a lot of people regrowing their own hair at the moment. And I went with a story that I probably shouldn't have a couple of weeks ago.
And got
and I
in
got in trouble
So
for it.
don't go there again.
But I did notice last night that Basil Zemplis seems to have really thickened up at the front part of his lobe.
Crikey.
Basil Zemplis. He's got a lot more hair at the front part of his lobe than he had possibly 12 months ago.
Look at Bristol.
You are
Now, as you get older, you're not meant to get thicker at the
I
front.
hadn't
You are a-
noticed that myself, but it's flourishing, Brownie, is it?
You are equipped to talk about this because
Flourishing.
you, for those people who don't know, sought ASADA approval to use a drug you could...
Finasteride.
Finasteride, yes.
So you think he's on pills?
I think he might be on the little blue pills.
Oh, it's tough.
Right, you need that.
Which little blue pills?
Oh, not the ones you go with, Bill.
I had
They've
one on
stripped
darts
you
too.
of any hair.
That blood everywhere, Jim.
McDonald's.
Oh.